If you're looking for a way to make the most of fresh summer corn, this chowder is one of those recipes that's worth grabbing a few extra ears for. It's creamy, full of garden vegetables, and topped with crispy polenta croutons for the perfect bit of crunch. Today, I'll show you a few simple tricks that build incredible flavor using everyday ingredients. So let's get started. We'll start by husking 6 ears of fresh sweet corn and cutting the kernels from the cobs. We're going to set about 1 cup of the kernels aside for later. Then don't throw away those cobs, they're packed with flavor. We're going to add them to a vegetable broth and let everything simmer for about 20 minutes. It's a simple step that creates a naturally sweet corn broth and really makes the finished chowder taste like summer. While the broth is doing its thing, let's make the crispy polenta croutons. Cut a tube of cooked polenta into bite-sized cubes. Then we're going to toss them with some olive oil, garlic powder, onion powder, salt, and a bit of black pepper. Spread them onto a baking sheet and bake at 425 degrees for about 25 to 30 minutes, flipping them halfway through. By the time they're done, they'll be crisp on the outside, creamy in the middle, and the perfect topping for the chowder. While everything's cooking, let's get the rest of our vegetables prepped. Dice the onion, celery, potatoes, and mince the garlic. Having everything ready before you start cooking helps the whole process stay relaxed, and once the soup starts coming together, you'll be glad everything is within reach. Once your corn broth has finished simmering, remove the cobs and set the broth aside. In a Dutch oven, heat a little olive oil and then cook the onion and celery for about 6 minutes until they've softened. Next, we're going to add in the garlic and fresh thyme and cook for another minute just until fragrant. Now we're going to pour in that homemade corn broth, add some potatoes, the white beans, and most of the corn kernels, salt and pepper. Let everything simmer for about 15 to 18 minutes or until the potatoes are fork tender. That also gives the fresh corn plenty of time to become sweet and tender without losing its texture. Now it's time to decide how creamy you'd like your chowder, but first remember to remove those thyme stems. I like mine somewhere in the middle, not completely smooth, but not super chunky either. I used my immersion blender for just a few seconds until it's about halfway creamy. If you'd like yours smoother or chunkier, you can absolutely make it your own. Stir in the dairy-free milk, the nutritional yeast if you're using it, and those reserved corn kernels. Let everything simmer for another 5 minutes so the fresh corn warms through while keeping little pops of fresh corn in every bite. Right before serving, stir in a squeeze of lemon juice, fresh chives, parsley, and a teaspoon of soy sauce. It won't taste like soy sauce, I promise. It just adds a little extra depth and rounds out all the flavors in the soup. Give it one final taste and adjust the seasoning if needed. Ladle the chowder into each bowl and top each one with crispy polenta croutons, a few extra herbs, and a little cracked black pepper. I hope this recipe inspires you to make the most of fresh corn while it's in season. If you enjoyed cooking with me today, I'd love to have you subscribe for more fresh, plant-forward recipes. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next one.